Oh, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you liked me to go over everything. They say that time's supposed to heal you, but I done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world felt out of feet. There's such a difference between us and a million miles. Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. And when I call, you never seem to be home. Hello from the outside. At least that I can say that I've tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart.
All right, tell me right. You turn right, you turn to Radio Live. I want to welcome you to another beautiful segment of my time here on Radio Live. My name is Max K. Better stay, call me Max Mixer. I'm going to be here for the next couple of hours, bringing you great entertainment here, information as well as education and thoughts as well. The theme is Hello from the late Quincy B. That's the theme for the Max Pacquiao show here on Radio Live. I say good evening from my end, from where I sit and broadcast. I'm about 28 minutes late onto the show, but yet it's always better late than never. So let me say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, especially for the people of Australia. It's already Friday morning there. So it's Good Friday there. We say happy Good Friday.
To tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done.
For those of you that just joining in through the social media, Instagram or Facebook, we say welcome. And those of you that are listening via the internet, www.radiolib.com, I say bless you as well. Liberia.
Sorry for breaking your heart.
Way back, eh? Welcome you, Musa Sharif, my brother there. Alina Thomas, the Vice President of the Union of Liberian Organizations in the United Kingdom. Welcome. Hey, Natasha, all the way there in Malawi. Welcome to the show as well. Thank you for watching. Let me say how's up to you, Mrs. Anita K. Dooley. Holland. Belgium, let me say.
I received a letter from a girl, and I'd like to share just a small part of it with you. Dear Lupita, it reads, I think you're really lucky to be this black, but yet this successful in Hollywood overnight. I was just about to buy Densher's Whitenicious cream to lighten my skin when you appeared on the world map and saved me. My heart bled a little when I read those words. I could never have guessed that my first job out of school would be so powerful in and of itself, and that it would propel me to be such an image of hope in the same way that the women of The Color Purple were to me. I remember a time when I too felt unbeautiful. I put on the TV and only saw pale skin. I got teased and taunted about my night-shaded skin. And my one prayer to God, the miracle worker, was that I would wake up lighter-skinned. The morning would come and I would be so excited about seeing my new skin that I would refuse to look down at myself until I was in front of a mirror because I wanted to see my fair face first. And every day I experienced the same disappointment of being just as dark as I had been the day before. I tried to negotiate with God. I told him I would stop stealing sugar cubes at night if he gave me what I wanted. I would listen to my mother's every word, sitting right there, and never lose my school sweater again if he just made me a little lighter. But I guess God was unimpressed with my bargaining chips because he never listened. And when I was a teenager, my self-hate grew worse. As you can imagine, happens with adolescence. My mother reminded me often that she thought I was beautiful. But that was no consolation. She's my mother. Of course she's supposed to think I'm beautiful. And then Alec Weck came on the international scene. A celebrated model. She was dark as night. She was on all the runways and in every magazine, and everyone was talking about how beautiful she was. Even Oprah called her beautiful. And that made it a fact. I couldn't believe that people were embracing a woman who looked so much like me as beautiful. My complexion had always been an obstacle to overcome, and all of a sudden Oprah was telling me it wasn't. It was perplexing, and I wanted to reject it because I had begun to enjoy the seduction of inadequacy. But a flower couldn't help but bloom inside me. When I saw Alec, I inadvertently saw a reflection of myself that I could not deny. Now, I had a spring in my step because I felt more seen, more appreciated by the faraway gatekeepers of beauty. But around me, the preference for light skin prevailed. To the beholders that I thought mattered, I was still unbeautiful. And my mother again would say to me, "You can't eat beauty. It doesn't feed you." And these words played and bothered me. I didn't really understand them until finally I realized that beauty was not a thing that I could acquire or consume. It was something that I just had to be. And what my mother meant when she said, "You can't eat beauty," was that you can't rely on how you look to sustain you. What actually sustains us, what is fundamentally beautiful, is compassion for yourself and for those around you. That kind of beauty, excuse me. That kind of beauty inflames the heart and enchants the soul. It is what got Patsy in so much trouble with her master. But it is also what has kept her story alive to this day. We remember the beauty of her spirit, even after the beauty of her body has faded away. And so, I hope that my presence on your screens and in magazines may lead you, young girl, on a similar journey. That you will feel the validation of your external beauty, but also get to the deeper business of being beautiful inside. That there is no shade in that beauty. Thank you.
Johnny
Face à Bissou, Kandea, Kola. And let me say how's up to you, Prince Dolphus Jala Senior, and my own granny, Chris Watabimba. Hello, ma, how are you? All the way there in Canada. Romento Monga, a good evening as well, representing the Republic of Liberia in the city of Wolverhampton, England, United Kingdom. And of course, Mr. Brother Musa Sharif is watching live from Georgia, USA. Prince Adolfo Senior from Plebo, Maryland County. Welcome to you, Prince. Festina Livingston watching from Seattle, Washington. Wow, okay, so we are live also on Voice of People now. Wow, that's great. Bonjour tout le monde. J'écoute Radio Labé. All right, let's take this one from here. Let me welcome you to once again to Radio LIB. Some people asking question, where is the station located? Radio LIB is it's a Liberian-owned radio station. Actually, is the base of Radio LIB is in Maryland. That's USA. And we have a couple of stations or studios around the USA. We have, the main station is in Maryland, USA. Then we have New York. We have a studio there, a Radio LIB studio in New York. We also have a Radio LIB in Baltimore, USA. And we also have a Radio LIB studio in Virginia, that's Woodbridge. And this one, where I sit and broadcast, is in the UK, serving you all across the world. In fact, from where I sit and broadcast, as I look at my graph right now, we get about 4,000 people that are logging on the internet or listening to Radio LIB. Not to talk about those of you that are watching live on social media, including Instagram and Facebook. So we got huge number of people from all over the world following Radio LIB. It's at www.radiolib.com. Just in case, sometimes if we are not on live on Facebook, if Radio LIB is 24/7 radio station serving your community. You can log on www.radiolib.com. radiolib.com. Once you log on there, you'll be able to get us live everywhere. We also team up with radio stations, in, especially radio station in Liberia, the Freedom FM 87.9, where we do where we relay or we do programs together for our people in Liberia to also benefit from, as well as news and information coming from Liberia can be disseminated through Radio LIB for those of us in the diaspora. So if you are just joining in for the first time and you want to know, this is how Radio LIB has been operating, and it will be operating. We have studios across the globe now, let's say, serving the Liberian community. It's good to have many of you tuning in right now. Let me go back and recognize some of you that haven't. Let me see. Prince Adolphus already. I did that in Playboy. In fact, Prince is just notifying us that they are relaying this particular broadcast right now from Radio LIB. Thank you very much, Prince. They're in Playboy, Maryland County. Festina Livingstone, watching from Seattle. I think I already said that. Okay, live of Adolphus, Prince Adolphus Jala Senior. Also is letting us know that we are live in Playboy City. Akai, I will let Glidden. Okay. I was just answering your question. Actually, welcome, Akai. This, I guess, is your first time, I think. Orlando S. Yeloba, forgive me, watching from California. That's US of A. Thank you, my brother, for joining in. I think, okay, Orlando, I think I remember seeing this name. Shine Super Tanu Moose. Welcome as well. I don't know, I think from the States. Moses J-Play, following the broadcast live from Central Zetu City in Grand Jide County. Welcome, Moses, and let's hope you guys are doing wonderfully well there. Shine Super, okay, Shine is watching from actually UK. That's from Cardiff, United Kingdom, not too far away from where my studio is anyway. But let me send out this call to you, Moses, Adolphus and Moses. The both of you I watch. Okay, G-Play is in Grand Jide County. Moses and Adolphus. Let me see. Prince Adolphus, if any of you guys can give me a call on Radio LIB, I would highly appreciate. Let's get some update from you guys from that part of the world. The number is a USA number. Let me give it to you. You can keep this number as well. Call me anytime when I'm on the radio if you can, because we understand to call from Liberia to this to USA number is so cheap. Unlike calling my number here in the UK, so expensive. So let me give you the number now. Take note of it. 001 412 927 0162. Let me repeat again. 001 412 927 0162. So I'm specifically referring to you, Adolphus Jala, and also Brother Moses Jipley from Grand Jide County and Maryland. If any of you can give me a call, or both of you can give me a call one after another, please let's get some update from you with respect to what is going on, what is trending in that part of Liberia, so that your brothers and sisters can also follow the trends of development in that part of Liberia. Okay, let's take this one from our own brother, Eric Jiso. Go home. When your money finish, go home, yeah. Don't sit down there and be wasting time with that bottle.
Money finish, go home. Your money finish, go home. Your money finish, go home. Money finna go away. Your 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 money finna go away. Oh yeah. Mulia kwe mubayo, mubayo, mubayo. Mulia kwe mubayo, mubayo, mubayo. Mulia kwe mubayo, mubayo, mubayo. Mulia kwe mubayo, Babala Mufaya, La Kereo, Babala Mufaya, La Rapeo, Yamola Mufaya, La Kereo, Yamola Mufaya, La Rapeo, the Baba people coming, will catch you all. Baba people coming, will catch you all. Nobody like you, like I do. Nobody like you, like I do. Better days ahead, you enjoy. Better days ahead, you enjoy. I'm a prover, find a prover. Come a prover, from a prover. Yeah, find a prover, find a prover. Money finit.
Let me welcome you as well. Evelyn Dickerson in the city of London. Eastern Smith Fetson, welcome as well. You say you love the flow. Thank you. Just join me to dance, Evelyn, long time, I have been off their Facebook. I'm using 2 accounts now, so if you don't see me here, I'm on the other one. I will send you a request, Evelyn, on the other account. If I keep switching from one account to another. Anyway.
La Kereo, Yamola Mufaya, La Rapeo, the Baba people coming, will catch you all. Baba people coming, see, will catch you all. I love you, the fish that walk up, I like a pump or talk. Then you ain't a Alewa. Don't be talking by your friend, just pulling at you. You do your own talking, I do my own talking. I'm gonna live on living.
All right. And you turn Smith, confusing me with the name, you know. Great to have you on as well, brother. When your money finish, just go home.
Your money finish, your money finish, your money finish, money finit money finit money finit.
All right, coming over, I'll be sharing some information, news information here, trending across Africa. And the whistle blowing in Nigeria is paying off. I really like it. I'll bring you that story as well. Hey, Lady Atomba, what's up? Good evening from my end. How are you? And welcome to the show. Your money finished? Go home. Eric Jesser. Okay, let me take this one there before I throw in another song for you. I'm here to just I'll be here between information sharing and as well as educational thought here on Radio LIB. So let's see whether we can go to Nigeria with this one. I'm one of those still running the campaign for this Bring Back Our Girls, the Chibok girls that were taken away by Boko Haram. There's a new development from Nigeria. I mean, most great J play, man. Try and put $1 in the thing and call my radio. let me have at least 2-3 minutes discussion with you. Let's get some update from you. I mean, not everyone, the thing you're writing, I appreciate it, but only those that are watching, you're sharing the wave. But there are thousands. Imagine, in fact, the number has gone up now for 4,300 people are listening to us right now via the internet itself. So if I have your voice on the radio, it will highly be appreciative. Let me say welcome. Let me welcome before the list get too big. Mrs. Sha David Kaiser, good evening to you from the city of Texas and the United States. It's great to have you on as well. I see Miss Catherine Foucault all the way there from Monrovia, Liberia. It's great to have all of you on. Let me go quickly before I bring in another story. But look, Moses, if you can, just call me anytime. I will highly appreciate. Or please inbox me your number. Okay, inbox me your number. I think we are friends on Facebook. Inbox me your number as well. I will keep it, and we can take it from there. Hopefully, every week on Thursday or so, or Friday. So I will call you, or you will call me. I will work out modalities that you can call me and be live on the radio for at least 10 or 15 minutes. But for now, let me take this story as far as information dissemination is concerned. This one from Nigeria. It says here, thank you so much for liking. This is what I love. If I see those things passing, those blue thing and those rare one passing, it gives me more energy to say, yeah, I'm doing good job for you. So yeah, keep liking and keep sharing the video as well. And invite people to watch it as well, because once you share it, it means that you're inviting your friends to watch. It means that you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for the love, and thank you for liking the video. So welcome. Let me say once again, let's go to Nigeria now. Government confirms further negotiation with Boko Haram to free Chibok girls. Remember, we all know about the story of the Chibok girls. Those girls that were taken away. Over 200 girls were taken away by Boko Haram. And the latest information is that government confirms further negotiation with Boko Haram to free Chibok girls. Let's take the body of the story. It says here, the Vice President Yemi Osibanjo has said negotiations are ongoing for the release of more Chibok schoolgirls still in the custody of the Boko Haram terrorists. He also expressed optimism that the dialogue would yield the desired result in due course. Mr. Osibanjo made this known on Tuesday evening at an interaction with journalists and activists at the State House in Abuja. There's a lot of negotiation going on, he said. He said the government has gone quite far with negotiation to free more girls, but did not provide details of the negotiations for apparent security reasons. The vice president hinted that one of the challenges of freeing the girls was the existence of two factions in Boko Haram, with each faction holding on to some of the girls. One of the factions is led by Abubakar Shekau, the SY leader of the group, while a breakaway faction is led by Abu Masab al-Banawi, believed to be a son of the late founder of the group, Muhammad Yusuf. Mr. Osibanjo, however, said the Buhari administration was very committed to the release of the remaining Chibok girls and other captives held by Boko Haram. It is a matter of conscience, and it is a matter that concerns everyone, he said. Boko Haram has seized 277 pupils for the government girls secondary school in Chibok on the night of April 14, 2014. About 57 of the girls managed to escape in the immediate aftermath of the abduction. Negotiation between the federal government and Boko Haram had led the release of 21 of the girls, while another 3 were freed by soldiers. Dozens of others had escaped on their own. Despite losing most of the territory they controlled at some point, including the dreaded Sambisa forest to Nigerian troops, the insurgents have kept hold of an estimated 195 girls, with some of them already feared. Sorry about that. Let me grab that again. And despite losing most of the territory they controlled at some point, including the dreaded Sambisi forest to Nigerian troops, the insurgents have kept hold on an estimated 195 girls, with some of them already feared dead. About 2,000 teenagers have been reportedly adopted by Boko Haram since 2014, with many of the women used as sex slaves, fighters, and even suicide bombers. According to Amnesty International, the London-based human rights organization. On Tuesday, the United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF said that at least 27 teenage girls have been used as suicide bombers in Borno with the first quarter of 2017. There is no evidence that any of the Chibok girls is among the suicide bombers. So this is the latest information from Nigeria. Actually, training in Nigeria today that there is ongoing negotiations between the government and Boko Haram to free some of the girls. We don't know whether they're going to free all of them or so, but to free, let's put it that way, to free some of the girls. Hopefully, this would materialize, and let's hope as well that it will reach to the point that all of these women, they are now, I think, full-grown women. All of them will be free, set free, and return to society. It's not easy to. I don't know really how the parents have been going, what the parents have been going through since 2014. 3 years, your child being taken away from you, gone to school to learn, and you just hear that they are adopted and taken away. You can hear nothing from them. It's so bad. Let's take this music. When we come back, we will talk about. We'll read a story about whistleblowing, how it is being paid off in Nigeria. Whistleblowing, really, really good. I think I hope Africa can copy the same. Let's go to this one. The one called Lapafan.
Sexy, all the lapa. Tio Lele, don't take all the lapa. My baby, don't take all the lapa. Tio Lele, don't take all the lapa. Do for me, I will do for you. If you cool my heart, I will cool your heart. Do, now you do for me. To Africa, Africa, my Africa, Africa. Man, one more birthday. Atema, only come out. To Africa, Africa, my Africa, Africa. My heart for you, back. I give it, you're not supposed to pick it up. I give it, you're supposed to pay it. Now you can live the papa. Now you can live the papa look sexy. Now you can live the papa. Now you can live the papa look sexy. Tio Lele, don't take all the lapa. My baby, don't take all the lapa. Tio Lele, don't take all the lapa. Too much shine on the beat. That's on your Every smoke bar. Thank you.
All right. From LIB all the way. Dench. Okay, I made a damn lapa fine. That only Liberian people, Liberian women, then can make lapa fine. To be honest, I want to true. I've been to Malawi. I've been to Kenya. I've been to Zimbabwe. I went to Zambia. The Ivory Coast. I went to Ghana. I've been to Nigeria. These are, places, Nigeria, these are places that people wear lapa, but honestly, the way Liberian people can tell lapa, the way they can tell lapa is so great. All right, information sharing here. Let me get back to the story here to share with you from Nigeria. Another story we have done with the Boko Haram story. Our hope and prayer is that whatever negotiation the Nigerian government are making to free the rest of the Chibok schoolgirls, let's hope that they succeed and those wonderful women, the girls can return to their family members. Let me welcome to you Sam Cyrus Bali. I don't know from where you're watching from, but I just seen you now, Sam. Good morning, good evening from my end as well. Good afternoon. Let me put it that way because some people just waking up, especially from Australia also. Welcome to the broadcast. Okay, let's go to Nigeria now. Let's read this one from Nigeria. The Nigeria whistleblowing policy paying off. I saw this story trending on the international wire, and I was just feeling so pleased about it because of the outcome of it is so good. Yeah. And I just hope that the rest of Africa can even, continue to build on it. Whistleblowing is good. It's paying off. Whistleblowing, it means, for some of you that don't know, maybe you're working for an institution and you see some activities going on there that is not, healthy. Not really good, especially as far as corruption is concerned or money laundering is concerned. And you feel that this is undermining your own country and the people. You will blow the whistle by going to tell somebody about it, the authority about it. for them to do investigation. So you become a whistleblower. In some part of the world, it's not really easy to be a whistleblower. Sometimes, people take you to be somebody bad. Anyway, they will always take you to be bad because bad people don't want good people to be around them. All right, let's take this one from Nigeria. Is Nigeria's whistleblowing policy paying off? That's the question of the headlines that say so. Okay, the whistleblowing policy appears to be paying off as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has announced that it uncovered foreign currencies and naira notes to the tune of US 43.4 million, equivalent to 27,800 pounds. No, not even equivalent. Let me read that story again because it's a currencies. They have given a breakdown. The money they found, the Liberian government, the Nigerian government found through whistleblowing. They say the whistleblowing policy appears to be paying off as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has announced that it uncovered foreign currencies and naira notes to the tune of US 43.4 million, 27,800 pounds, and naira 23.2 million at a 4-bedroom apartment in Ikoyi, Lagos. Wow, that's not small money we're talking about. Wow. The wisdom. I'm going to read the caption again. The whistleblowing policy appears to be paying off as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has announced that it's uncovered foreign currencies and naira notes to the tune of US $43.4 million, 27,800 pounds, and naira 23.2 million at a 4-bedroom apartment in Ikoyi, Lagos. I can see a pile of money. Wow. The EFCC Nigeria officer is sitting by the money. He's wondering what to do. I don't even know. Okay. EFCC funds over 15 billion in Ikoyi, Lagos home. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) yesterday found over narrow 15 billion in a house in Ikoyi, Lagos State. Okay, let's see. Let me get that. Let me draw that story out and come to the depth of it. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) yesterday found over naira 15 billion in a house in Ikoyi, Lagos State. The money was allegedly found in the home of an Abuja-based politician on ground on Girard Road, Ikoyi. As at 8 p.m. yesterday, a source close to the EFCC said the money was well over narrow 15 billion and that the EFCC operatives acting on a tip-off by a whistleblower stormed the house around 5 p.m. When contacted, the EFCC spokesman in Lagos State, Mr. Samin Ahmadin, confirmed the discovery but said they were still counting the money. We are still counting. Just give us few more minutes and I will give you the actual figure. He said as at 8:15 p.m. yesterday when our correspondent contacted him on phone. So this is a huge sum of money. Thank you so much for the like. Thanks. Huge sum of money that is being found in a basement in the house in Nigeria. Wow. I mean, I don't know. I guess I said sometime about Africa when we talking, and we say in the fight about Africa, or our African leaders or government officials, as some other people have problem with. Corruption is so much under the skin of people. This is a country that WHO has come up to say that Nigeria, some part of Nigeria, risk famine. People will soon go with hunger and die with hunger in some part of Nigeria. And look at it. I mean, hear this amount of money. Where did they get this money from? If this money is not even counterfeit, I mean, there's nothing mentioned here to be counterfeit money. Where? How did they get it? How long they've been raising this money? How long they've been keeping billions of naira, millions of US dollars? How will this continent move forward? Look at the situation right now in Libya. I feel so sorry, so sad for what is happening to our brothers and our sisters in that part of the world, leaving Africa, leaving their continent, trying to find means to enter Europe. Hear the stories that are coming out of Libya right now. You won't believe it. Yeah, let me organize you or Ben Nye Snow Grant watching from all the way Ukraine. Wow, it's good. I don't know what time is it now in Ukraine. Ben, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on. If you can tell us what time is it right now in Ukraine, that would be great. I hope you are safe there as well. In Libya right now, as far as the news that is coming out of there is concerned, the dark color people, Libya is an African country, except that they are more lighter in terms of complexion. So let me put it this way: the dark colored people that are there are facing the wrath of their time. Slavery, accordingly, this is has been talked about on BBC. Slavery is taking place in broad daylight, where dark colored people, black people, have been sold to the indigenous Libyans as slaves to go and work for them. That is happening now in Libya. Some of them have been killed. Some of them have been killed. All is just in the quest of trying to leave their home country, because the continent is letting them down. Using another country to pass through to say, I'm going to Europe. Our sisters, our brothers are dying there by day, by night. Some of them, their parents will never ever lay eye on them, because terrible things are happening in Libya. This is why, hopefully by next week, we'll be talking to the security advisor to the ECOWAS chairman in Addis Ababa. Because I tried to pose the question to the press department yesterday in Addis Ababa about the situation in Libya, and I was told that the AU is monitoring the situation and they are aware of some of the issues that are going on in Libya. But then, how long will they sit and watch and monitor the issue? The issue of inhumane treatment of the dark colored people in Libya has been going on for almost a year now. They're treating the dark colored people in Libya like pets. In some instances, you want to escape, but you can't even escape. You you are dead. The AU is sitting there. This few days, I know the ECOWAS Parliament has been meeting in Liberia. Now trying to even reach some of my colleagues in Liberia in the media to say, look, will you guys please ask some of them the questions about Libya, if they know anything about, because all of them, the ECOWAS were meeting there, the presidents were meeting there, and some other entourage of government or government's representation, to ask them whether they know about what is going on in Libya. Because a bulk of the people are also coming from West Africa who are in Libya right now. Young people. Those who would have thought that maybe after graduating from high school or so, they will have the opportunity to go to college, or maybe there will be job opportunity for them to venture into the job market and begin to live life, begin to help their country, their community, their people. But the continent continue to let its people down. Every day we are exporting human resource. And this is what killing the continent. And the exportation. Our leaders don't even care. All the people want is to get hold of that power, to get somewhere. I want to be a lawmaker. I want to be a representative. I want to be a senator. I want to be an elected individual in my government. And they get there, they forget about what they're supposed to do, the care they're supposed to have for their people. They don't want to pay attention anymore. They use the people as ladders to climb up there. And they will use that ladder, they climb up, they will even push that ladder behind for it to fall. So they don't even have time to come down anymore. Unless they are forcibly brought down. How can we live? How can this continent move forward? When all that is involved is corruption. You go to South Africa, the same. Jacob Zuma, the president of South Africa, he is so corrupt. The least educated president in Africa, and the highest paid African president is Jacob Zuma. You can Google it. Besides the money he's been paid, the benefit that man is getting, so corrupt. And people say that they don't even get time. You take a phone and you call them, you want to find out about your brothers and your sisters in certain part of the world. They don't even want to talk to you. They don't even know what to say because they don't follow the stories. Libya's situation is serious. If you are listening to me and you have any connection with any lawmaker or so, or government official or so, let us try to raise the profile of what's happening in Libya. So for some of you that are in America, we have Honor Secretary for African Affairs, for Africa Affairs or so, in the States, in the house there. If you have the means, write some of these letters. People, they pay attention to it, and just express your concern that you are following development in Libya. You are not happy about the news that is coming out of there. Please. So the Congress can look into it as well. Yes, we know that, Libya has become a failed state because of the so-called civilized nation going there to say they are going to put things in proper perspective. Yesterday they would have gone and they went in there and destroyed the country. Put the people at loggerhead. Today there's nothing going on in Libya. Nothing good. Very, very, very few people are living their life. And the dark color people are being used as tools. The dark color people. If Africa is to succeed, if Africa is to move forward positively, a lot of our leaders, corrupt leaders, will have to be kicked out of power. Sometimes when we come across stories, or sometimes colleagues, or in the media in some part of Africa call you and tell you, say, oh, this is what's happening in my country. You don't believe. Every day we're begging, yet we got resources that we can put into better use that can better the life of our people. Some of these countries, mineral-wise, very, very potential, rich, but very, very few people are enjoying it, including my own country, Liberia. When will we wake up and be alive? Let me throw in data from this one. From there, I will come to. I will go to Liberia to pick a few stories there and share with you those stories that were trending today across Africa. Thank you so much. Let me read this one from Sam Saros Bali. He says here, the situation in Libya is very pathetic, my brother. And he also says here, with the departure of President Muammar Gaddafi of Libya, Libya is no longer a safe haven. I agree with you. 100% I agree with you. It's no longer. But let's take the music from our own Julie Andy.
This is Julie Andy, no shake it. We're flavor. Original root boy, Mr. Flavor, for the dancer alongside Julia and D. Oyolima, Ghana, Liberia, another one. Liberians, the war is over. Let's celebrate peace.
Masterclass on the beat.
While as our own Julie Andy feature flavor there, a tulele, that's beautiful one there from our own Julie Andy. Let's go to Liberia. Let me pick up a story there. I think I told you already. Hello, good evening to you, Victoria Nyomo. For those of you that stay, perhaps that are tuning in right now, watching through Instagram and Facebook, I say I want to welcome you. And those of you who are also listening via the internet, we say welcome to the show. As you may be aware, ECOWAS Parliament have been meeting in Monrovia, Liberia, and our president says something that I want to read to you, for just in case perhaps you have not heard the story. President Sirleaf, this is from Front Page Africa. President Sirleaf acknowledges MRU, that's the Mano River Union achievements amid Ebola. Okay, let's get the entire story now. President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has acknowledged gains made by Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone on the economic front prior to the Ebola outbreak that hit southern Guinea, later spread to Liberia and Sierra Leone. President Sirleaf, speaking on April 12, 2017 in the ballroom of the Monrovia City Hall when she delivered a statement at the closing ceremony of a 3-day regional and targeted actions of countries of the Economic Community of West African states, especially those most affected by Ebola virus disease outbreak. The regional meeting was aimed preventing future outbreaks of such infectious disease in the region. Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said the outbreak taught Liberians many lessons, including dealing with the virus, combating it, and prevention. She described Ebola as an enemy that no one could see, touch, feel, let alone fight. President Sirleaf called member states of the West African Health Organization to find a way as to how medical experts can combat, control, and prevent the disease in case our future outbreak. The Liberia leader noted that the outbreak has taught leaders of the region and citizens lessons ranging from individual to community engagement, strengthening of community and national health facilities. Referring to health statistics, the President Sirleaf said the Ebola virus disease also took the lives of at least 11,300, while 17,000 suspected cases were identified. She paid tribute to the role of President Faou Gassangbe, of who was appointed by ECOWAS as regional coordinator of Ebola response and education tasked with mobilizing assistance from member states in the region, the African Union, the World Health Organizations, among others. She expressed the hope that the deliberations will help the sub-region in combating, controlling, and preventing infectious diseases. Speaking earlier, the Director General of the West African Health Organizations, Dr. Xavier Grespin, welcomed the dignitaries on behalf of his colleagues and said the presence of Presidents Sirleaf and Togolese President Faou Gassangbe, as well as the special envoys of President Alpha Conde and Ernest Bai Koroma of Sierra Leone, was demonstration of commitment to free the region infectious diseases. Okay, the 2-day ECOWAS Ministers of Health meeting adopted a 5-count resolutions that would allow member states to pay special attention to the necessary intervention required for post-Ebola national health reconstruction, to provide the necessary supports for all the member states of our community, in particular for countries which were most affected by the Ebola virus disease, Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. To actively support all regional strategies and interventions that fall within the priority goal of building capacities in the region and in the country for the early prevention, detection, and control of epidemics by paying keen attention, One Health approach to substantially maintain and increase the financial contributions of our respective states of the ECOWAS Regional Solidarity Funds. To work resolutely towards steady increase in the national budget of our states and earmarked for health in accordance with the Abuja Declaration adopted at the OAU Summit of Heads of States and Governments on HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and other related infectious diseases held in Abuja, Nigeria from 27 April 2001. Meanwhile, the President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her Togolese counterpart paid a special visit to the ongoing ECOWAS Parliamentarian Conference held at the Boulevard Palace Hotel in Monrovia, during which the Liberian leader congratulated the organizing committee of the delocalized meeting of the ECOWAS Parliament for their deliberations aimed at combating counterfeit drugs in the sub-region. President Sirleaf also commended President Gazingbe for mobilizing resources for Liberia during the Ebola crisis and to date. In his remarks, the President felt Gazingbe praised members of the ECOWAS Parliament for giving him the opportunity to speak during their meeting. He assured them that the heads of state of ECOWAS will support their efforts. Speaking further, the Togolese leader paid special tribute to the Liberian leader for the level of work she has done since her ascendancy to the leadership of ECOWAS. He said ECOWAS has become more responsible and respected under her leadership. The ceremony was attended by high-profile guests, including the President of ECOWAS Commission, Marcel Alain du Souza, Dr. Abubakar Fofana, Minister of Health and Special Representative of President Ernest Bai Koroma, Special Representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations, Speaker Emmanuel Nukwe, Speaker Emmanuel Nukwe of the House of Representatives, Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, Mustafa Sisi Lo, and Ambassador Abdoulaye Doyen of the Diplomatic Corps, Liberia Health Minister Dr. Bernice Dawn, amongst others. All right, let me welcome, let me recognize you that are just joining in. I say, okay, Victoria Numa, all the way there in the city of London. I see Patrick Mamu, my own brother there. Good evening to you there in Monrovia, Liberia. Ryan Lopez, I'm watching from Ghana. Okay, greeting from the father, Mr. Okay, it's good to have you guys in the house. Ryan Lopez, Israel William Kinema, hey, my own brother. What's up, man? Good to see you watching the program live. Thank you for joining in, and I hope you enjoy your time. Now, let me see what's trending. Let me see what's trending. Okay, still waiting for my colleagues to come. Now, like I told you, this story actually. It has to do with the Mano River Union and trying to build it in the way that it's supposed to be. I think it's about time that like the last time, I think a couple of months ago, I was discussing the issue of a Mano River Union and how I think we need to double up. The ECOWAS, the Mano River Union, these are organizations that Liberia is hugely involved with. These are, organizations that we share so much common interest with. And let me deal with the issue of Mano River Union. Mano River Union consists of only 3 countries. That's Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. And these 3 countries have a very common borders. We have something we refer to as a close tie in terms of peoples-to-people relations. There are cross-tribal affiliation and tribal relations as well going across these countries. And the Mano River Union, I think, but now if the region have been serious in terms of leadership and how to actually put things together, I think, but now the Mano River Union will even have her own hospital to serve the region. I mean, we're talking about state-of-the-art, or hospital. Maybe we could have it as a referral center. Like even if for example, if the JFK cannot handle a case, the Mano River Union Health Center will have, can handle it. That we could even be sending our nurses there to do a research. That we could have build the capacity. That we don't need to send, nurses to other part of the world to go and, get their doctorate degree in medicine to come back home and serve us. We can have that in the region. That we could have perhaps a state-of-the-art university in the Mano River Union. Now, we could come up with 3 different aspects that each of the region can have one of its serving in this country. If we decide to have a university for the Mano River Union, we can have it in Liberia and say, okay, this one will serve the 3 countries. Maybe the health center will say, okay, let us have the health center in Guinea-Conakry. And then maybe we can come out and say, okay, what can we have, a university in Sierra Leone. I talked about university already, I think Liberia. Now identify 3 important areas that our children can go and learn. Instead of paying huge amount of money, because right now, even Liberia right now, we're spending huge amount of money abroad in terms of sending our young people to go and learn their skills or go to university to follow up education. In the UK, the least amount international student can pay for tuition fee here is about 10,000 10,000 pounds a year. That's almost 12,000 US dollars every year. That one, we're not even talking about your living costs and not transportation and what you eat. No, you're talking about school fees only. No student maintenance. But we'll have something like that in the region. We have a university, up-to-date university, where professors are well paid, where the campus is up to date. That you can sit there and do your assignment. You can go on the internet and do your assignment. Do a research also without any hindrance. That's what I'm talking about. The health center, like the president was saying. I mean, this has given us a wake-up call. But how alert are we? Are we really alert in terms of any other eventuality as far as disease control is concerned? Are we really alert? That's the question I will pose to them. What are they doing? Any small outbreak of anything is a serious problem. Today, this evening, I heard of meningitis in Nigeria. Over 180 people died or are dying currently. And when we said we hear these things and we hear about corruption and how people are cheating the system. I mean, you just wonder whether we will ever achieve it, whether we ever cross that boundary. So many people are self-centered, especially those that are serving us, are sitting in the government and serving us. They're so much self-centered. Me, myself, and I. Nobody else. Let's hope that the meeting that was held, even the ECOWAS Parliament meeting that was held, let's hope that they have come up with measures that will help the people of Africa, or let's say West Africa in particular, because the ECOWAS Parliament has to do with the benefit of the people within the West African basin. But until then, I mean, things are not going the way they're supposed to be going. So, Madam President, we agree that the report, almost like a report you have given to your colleagues about the fight of Ebola, that, the three countries, did the very, very best they could in terms of fighting the disease also. But that we need more serious things to be put in place. We do not want to face another outbreak of anything that will cause Liberia, huge loss of life. Up to now, I'm still asking a question: when are we going to erect a monument or plaque that we can remember all of those that we lost doing, especially the nurses, the doctors, the volunteers that died during the Ebola fight? When are we going to erect something in their memory? We need to do it. We need to do it. There are a whole lot of fallen heroes in Liberia. Those have impacted our lives, impacted the life of the country. They are no longer around. But there's no physical history to talk about them, to tell our generation and generation upon generation about them. That's it. We don't. Yeah, okay. But Sam Bali, he's just suggesting about, I think I was looking for about at least 3 components where we could divide across the Mano River Union. He says, yeah, we could have sports academy in Sierra Leone. Yes, I agree with you. Because this is another area that, is quite recruitive, is making money as well and things. But besides South Africa, which country in the whole of Africa that can put their hand up in the future to say we can host a World Cup? Can Nigeria host? Will Liberia and Sierra Leone put together and host the World Cup? Ever? Maybe we could start from there, Sport Academy. And be exporting human resources. And let me say good evening to you, Linda Foley. Good evening from my end. Ambassador Bobby with you all the way there in Australia. Good morning to your end there in Australia. Hope you are doing wonderfully well. So this is it. If we continue to sit and just and forget about the rest of the people and just focus on us only, we're not going to help it out. And I wouldn't want to hear any old story tomorrow to say, well, we had a huge, huge challenges during the Ebola fight. Yet, yes, we have come out of it. And our leaders are saying, oh yeah, we fought it, and everything is okay now also. But what have you put in place? The meningitis is right now in Nigeria. It's reaching hell today, this evening. The number has gone up more than 180 dead. We haven't eradicated polio yet. We haven't. Liberia haven't eradicated polio yet. This is something that can make a comeback, and it can hit you high, a nation. Very, very high. There are countries now in the world that you don't even make mention about, anything like anything of that sort, crippling disease called polio. No. That would never ever happen. Then we sit there, we say we only want to have position, we only want to be there and be called or referred to as honorables. Or even for the sake of your own people, you don't even care. Let's take this music, and we'll come back. I'm still going to be here until the program, the nighttime spin. Tonight we'll be going live in Liberia to join our colleague there at Freedom FM for the program, the nighttime spin. But until then, this is the MaxKShow here on Radio LIV. I want to say thank you so much for joining in. Let's take this one by KZ.
Every Mama, your pillow around the party tonight to help me find my woman, Kevin. You're playing me, fine, Kevin. Fine, Kevin. You're playing me, fine, Kevin, my baby. Fine, Kevin. I said, you're playing me, fine, Kevin. I said, fine, Kevin. You're playing me, fine, Kevin, my sweetie. Fine, Kevin. Tell me, where are you, baby? We've been looking for you, baby. Your car back here, we came for you. Near the children, we looking for you. We look everywhere, oh, Kevin. Kevin, you're in my daughter. We look on the ground, oh, Kevin. Kevin, you're in my daughter. I didn't mean when on top of the horse, oh, Kevin. Kevin, you're in my daughter. We went in the bathroom, Kevin. Kevin, you're being me, fine, Kevin. Fine, Kevin. You're being me, fine, Kevin, my baby. I said, you're playing me, fine, Kevin. I said, fine, Kevin. You're playing me, fine, Kevin, my sweetie. Fine, Kevin. She said she was coming to Webo, Kevin. I'm calling her phone, she not picking up, Kevin. Somebody calling police for me. The thing getting better, they're not funny. Kevin, you killing me. I need my key. I said, no cassie for the children. You killing me. I need my key. No cassie for the children. Well, your people help me check to Kevin Church. Maybe she went for choir practice. You're playing me, fine, Kevin. Fine, Kevin. You're playing me, fine, Kevin, my baby. Fine, Kevin. I said, you're playing me, fine, Kevin. I said, fine, Kevin. You're playing me, fine, Kevin, my sweetie. Fine, Kevin. I said, no in the car trunk. No on the car. No on the table. No in the ball, papa. No to la simple. The simple, you can have the other again. No in the dumper. In the trash bag. Right there. Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Kevin. I said, hey, Kevin. Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Kevin. Oh, Kevin. Kevin, where are you, baby? We've been looking for you, baby. Your car back here, we came for you. Near the children, we looking for you. We look everywhere, oh, Kevin. Kevin, you're in my daughter. We look on the ground, oh, Kevin. Kevin, you're in my daughter. I didn't mean when on top of the horse, oh, Kevin. Kevin, you're in my daughter. But when I Kevin, yeah?
Yeah, Kebe, she's very, very troublesome. All right, let me say welcome once again for those of you just tuning in. This is Radio LIB, broadcasting from Studio 91 in the United Kingdom. My name is Max K, but stay call me Max Mixer. I'm here until the next a couple of hours, coming out at 12 midnight. That will be 11 p.m. in Liberia is the program, the nighttime spin. Hopefully, will be joined by our colleagues there at Freedom FM 87.9 in Monrovia, Liberia. This is a Radio LIB partnership with Freedom FM, where we bring you programs directly from each other studios or radio stations. Let me just recognize a few other people. Prince Linda Foley, good evening to you from my end. Prince Kaylee, or Kila, can I say Kila? Yeah, Kila, or Prince Kila. How are you as well? I don't know from where you're watching. I also see Unu Gunis. Good evening from my end as well. Sam is still contributing as well on the topic I was discussing. I was talking about, my brother. Our nations could do well if our leaders can only believe that without Africa, there is no any other continent that can host African like Africa. I quite agree with you. Our only to Liberia has no good leaders who really believe in the country. Everybody wants to eat and forget about their neighbors. Yes, indeed, I agree with you, Brother Sam, on those notes. Let me bring you another story here. Sorry. Forgive me. Let me bring you another story. I read you another story here that actually appeared today in the front page Africa. This one is about. Okay, Lydia Domba. Thank you for thanking me as well, Lydia. She's watching all the way there from St. Louis. That's Missouri, USA. It's great to have you in the house as well. And thanks for appreciating my work, the work. Okay, this one says China voice to avoid interfering in African countries' internal politics. This is what I love about this country, China. You know, right now they are in Africa. They are into Africa like a wildfire. But the only thing I like about China is their policy is just straightforward. The people don't have no time for your politics. They don't have no time for regime change. If they are there to help, the place is safe for them to help. Whatever they're supposed to get and you get, they will go there and do their job. If you're satisfied, that's fine. If you're not, you just come up and say, I'm not satisfied or so. Of course, for right now, for me, I'm having serious problem with respect to the news I'm hearing from Liberia. I think southeastern Liberia it should be, where China Union is causing serious environmental problem. Our people are complaining that since China Union moved over there, they are mining there, but then they have polluted the earth. That even for them to plant cassava now, cassava can't even grow. The wells has become contaminated. And they have to go to the creeks. Even the creeks now are contaminated. And so that's why 2 days ago I was speaking to some of our lawmakers. I said, well, this is a story that has been flagged out now. I mean, what are you people doing about it? Because this could be another dark cloud in terms of health related issues hanging over that part of Liberia right now. Because people are drinking water that is not safe. They're no longer planting growing what they eat as normal. So that's it. But let's read for the sake of this story. Let me take this one. They say China vows to avoid interfering in African countries' internal politics. And this entire story says here, this one actually from Beijing, China, a top diplomat of the People's Republic of China, PRC, says his country will not interfere with the diplomatic tenets of any African nation or meddle in its internal political activities, including the election of its leaders. China sincerely supports the development of Africa and will not interfere in African diplomatic affairs. We will not impose our will to others and have no political terms into our assistance. Mr. Dai Bing, Deputy Director of General for African Affairs, China Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Dai Bing, Deputy Director General for African Affairs at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs told journalists in Beijing that China and Africa leadership of friendship has come a far long way, and there will be no political steering attached to giving aid to countries on the continent. Since the holding of the China-Africa Forum in December 2015, trade, investments, and bilateral cooperation between China and Africa have made significant inroads as the Asian nation, now the world's second largest economy, continue to show interest in accelerating the cooperation. Trade and investment is booming between the continent and China. From a U.S. $10.9 billion bilateral trade in 2000, the amount galloped in 2014 to cover U.S. $220 billion in 2014. We're talking about U.S. dollars here. Regardless, the economic and trade success, politics is a key factor to sustaining these relations. China has called for stability in policies like tax incentives for investors, security and skilled manpower in African countries, and experts say only political stability can achieve the aforementioned. I agree with you on that. Critics assert that China is embarking on neo-colonialism of Africa, while others claim the PRC often turns a blind eye on dictators on the continent, mainly looking for economic gains. There's always the two sides of the coins, isn't it? In response, the Chinese insist they have increased the bargaining chip for African countries to negotiate any trade deal with Western nations, while continuing to show mutual respect for the continent, and will not yield to pressure from the West over its cooperation with the West. Mr. Dai said China is not looking to replicate its own party style of governance in Africa, adding that the bilateral relationship with African countries is non-interference with the country's politics. China sincerely supports the development of Africa and will not interfere in African domestic affairs. We will not impose our will to others and have no political terms into our assistance, Dai said. The comment comes from Beijing as West African countries like Sierra Leone and Liberia prepare for general and presidential elections this year. Since re-establishing diplomatic leadership of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Liberia has benefited millions from China in aid, including peacekeeping forces and health care support, significant amongst them support during the Ebola outbreak. Bilateral relations in recent years between the Asian economic superpower and the West African nation have also seen projects worth millions too. The latest being the agreement to modernize the country's main construction of a U.S. $50 million ministerial complex in Liberia. Concerns about China's support for a definite candidate in Liberia's upcoming elections have lingered, especially as Sirleaf's Vice President Joseph Boakai has tossed his heart in the race for the presidency, but China re-echoing its stance allies fears over the election's result, consequently derailing the existing friendship. The Chinese diplomat assured that and governance on their African brothers, which he said they jointly fought for against Nazism during the World War II. Mr. Dai said China and Africa over the past decades have gone through ups and downs in their respective political reforms, though many African countries settle for multi-party democracy while China sticks to unique form of communism. No concept and measures in China policy to Africa. Meanwhile, Dai said the foundation of China's independent and powerful foreign policy is a long-term strategy that is and Jinping concept of true practical let's take that practical, honest and intimacy curve during his first visit to Tanzania, South Africa and the Republic of Congo back in 2013 called for the new direction for the future of China-Africa relations, outlining the significance of outlining the significance of these concepts. The Deputy Director of African Affairs emphasized that President Jinping's concept echoes mutual cooperation and benefits through practical and efficient approaches to